Two mob bosses, two completely different relationships, and only one of them understood what they're destroying. Michael Corleone and Tony Soprano are separated by decades. Michael answers with silence, Tony answers with therapy. Today we're breaking down the two most iconic mob bosses in American fiction. I've got chapters for you with timestamps below. Stick around until the end because I'm going to tell you which character is actually more tragic. The difference between Michael Corleone and Tony Soprano starts with what they inherited. Michael begins The Godfather as the son who escaped. When we first see him, he's sitting outside the family business. He had a whole life that didn't involve Sollozzo, and he chose to walk away from it. Why? Because his father was shot. So Michael volunteers to kill Sollozzo and McCluskey. The moment he pulls that trigger, his old life ends. Here's what makes this devastating. Michael knows what he's giving up. Now look at Tony Soprano. When The Sopranos opens, Tony is already the boss. Tony never had a choice. The choice was made for him before he could think. There's a scene in season 1 where Tony is in therapy, and he talks about the ducks because he's terrified of abandonment. But here's the twist. Michael became Don Corleone. Tony was born Tony Soprano. Michael's tragedy is transformation, and Tony's tragedy is stagnation. Here's how they deal with the cost of what they do. Michael Corleone never goes to therapy, even though he has destroyed everyone. Michael doesn't allow himself to feel regret, because regret would mean he made the wrong choices. The genius of Michael Corleone is that he's a character who never breaks. On the other hand, Tony starts seeing a psychiatrist, and for 6 seasons, we watch Tony sit in Dr. Melfi's office. He gets close to understanding that the mob life is destroying him, but he never quite gets there. Michael refuses to look inward, while Tony looks inward constantly. Let's examine what they actually do to their families. Michael's relationship with Kay Adams is built on a promise, and Kay agrees. She pretends not to know what Michael until she can't anymore. But here's the devastating truth. Michael never really loved Kay. Michael destroys his family systematically. Now look at Tony and Carmela. Their marriage is a negotiation from day one. But unlike Kay, Carmela isn't naive. Tony disappoints his family, but he never destroys them the way Michael does. Let's talk about how these men run their criminal enterprises. Michael Corleone operates like a grandmaster. Every move is 3 steps ahead. When Michael goes to Cuba to meet with Hyman Roth, he's there to identify his enemies. Michael's greatest strength is patience. He waits and executes with precision. Tony Soprano operates on instinct, but often Tony makes decisions based on how he feels. Tony's strength is that people underestimate him. He seems like a thug, but he's actually quite intelligent. Michael builds an institution. The Corleone family operates like a corporation. Tony inherits an organization in decline. His crew is filled with addicts and guys who watch too much Goodfellas. Both men are capable of violence, but the nature of their violence reveals everything about their characters. When Michael Corleone orders a hit, it's clean, professional, strategic. Michael's violence is about eliminating problems, not expressing emotion. He doesn't enjoy killing. It's just part of the job. When Tony Soprano commits violence, it's personal. It's emotional. It's often unnecessary. It's calculated in the sense that Tony has been thinking about it, but the execution is impulsive. Here's the difference. Michael's violence is chess. Tony's violence is therapy. Michael kills strategically and rarely with his own hands after that first restaurant hit. Tony kills impulsively and often personally. He's strangled, shot, and beaten people himself throughout the series. Every mob boss faces betrayal. Their response defines them. Fredo betrays Michael out of weakness, not hate. He doesn't even know he's being used. Michael waits until their mother dies, then has Fredo killed. That's the point of no return. Killing enemies is business. Killing your brother is something else. Christopher is unstable, addicted, reckless, unreliable. After he crashes a car while high, Tony makes a choice. He pinches Christopher's nose shut and lets him die. It's murder, but Tony calls it necessity. Michael kills for betrayal. Tony kills for weakness. Michael says nothing and ends alone. Tony explains everything and feels nothing. By the end of part 2, Michael has won. No enemies, total control, and no one left. Kay is gone. Fredo is dead. Family becomes business. Power costs him everything. Gain power, lose love, die with regret. Tony's story ends in a diner. Cut to black. Dead or alive doesn't matter. He never changes. Still cheating, still lying, still choosing the mob. Therapy doesn't fix him, it arms him. Michael is cut off from normal life. Tony stays inside it. Michael rules alone. Tony corrupts everything around him. Michael becomes a monster. Tony always was one. So what's worse? Losing your soul or realizing you never tried to save it? So what do they leave behind? Michael becomes a legend, studied, quoted, analyzed, a model for power. But inside the story, his legacy is ruin. His family is broken. The dynasty dies. The business collapses or mutates. Michael wanted a legacy. He left a tragedy. Tony leaves behind nothing solid. A weakened crew, a damaged family, a therapist who finally walks away. But culturally, Tony changes everything. The Sopranos reshapes television. The anti-hero begins here. Michael's legacy is mythic but hollow. Tony's legacy is real but messy. Michael chose power and lost his soul. Tony never chose at all. Michael became what he feared. Tony was trapped in what he was. So which is worse? Losing everything you wanted or never believing you could be anything else? So who's more tragic, Michael Corleone or Tony Soprano? Michael had choices, a future outside the mob, a woman who loved him, a clean exit. He chose power anyway. His tragedy is transformation. We watch a good man become a monster, step by step, on purpose. Tony never had real choices, born into the mob, raised in dysfunction, shaped by violence. He understands he's broken and can't fix himself. His tragedy is stagnation, awareness without escape. Tony is more tragic. Michael chose his fate. He knew the cost and paid it. There's darkness in that, but also agency. Tony never chose anything. He sees the exit but can't reach it. Both end alone. Both destroy their families to protect them. Both gain power and find it empty. Michael knows what he lost. Tony never knew what he could have been. All right, that's the breakdown. Check out the next video on screen right now. Drop a comment, like and subscribe if you want more deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.